Liam Carter carried the last box into his small rented house in Pine Creek, Oregon. The town was quiet, surrounded by woods, with only a few neighbors. He was tired but excited for a fresh start. As he placed the box on the floor, his phone buzzed. It was a message, "Welcome to the neighborhood," from Rachel Moore, his next-door neighbor. The next day, Liam explored the town. At the corner of his street, he saw a small yard sale. An old man with pale skin and sunken eyes sat silently next to a rusty table. On the table sat an old box-style TV. Not flat, not new, just strange. Liam asked, "Does it work?" The old man smiled weakly and said, "It works too well." Liam laughed awkwardly. The man stood up slowly and whispered, "Take it. No charge. But don't watch it after midnight." Liam shrugged, picked it up, and walked home. That night, Liam plugged in the TV in his living room. He flipped through the channels, but there was no signal. Only static. Just as he was about to turn it off, a clear video appeared. It showed Rachel standing outside her door, dropping her groceries. 3 minutes later, he heard a thud. He rushed to the window. Rachel had just dropped her groceries exactly like on the TV. He laughed nervously. Weird timing, he thought. The clock hit 12:03 a.m. Liam couldn't sleep. The strange warning echoed in his mind. Don't watch it after midnight. Curiosity won. He turned on the TV. Static. Then a new image. His own living room with him lying on the floor, blood coming from his head. He gasped. Then blackout. The TV turned off by itself. Liam sat frozen. Was that a dream? A trick? Next morning, Liam told Rachel about the TV. She laughed. "You bought a haunted TV from some creepy old man." That's a Pine Creek. But when Liam told her what he saw, his own death, Rachel's smile faded. She whispered, "You said you got it from an old man with a scar over his eye." Liam nodded. Rachel's face turned pale. "That man died years ago. He used to live in your house." Liam sat with Rachel on the porch, confused and scared. "The man said not to watch it after midnight," he repeated. Rachel said quietly, "That man's name was Mr. Deacon. He lived alone. People said he went crazy, claimed his TV showed the future. One night, he was found dead in his living room, head cracked open just like you saw." Liam looked at her, his voice shaking. "Why didn't the police do anything?" Rachel shook her head. There was no proof. No signs of a break-in. No blood. It was like whatever happened didn't leave a mark. That night, Liam stared at the TV. It was 11:30 p.m. He didn't want to turn it on, but something inside him said he had to. He plugged it back in. The screen flickered, then cleared. It showed Rachel walking into the forest near town alone, crying. Then something behind her. A shadow. A figure. It grabbed her. She screamed. Then the screen went black. Liam panicked. He grabbed his jacket and ran outside. Liam ran through the pine trees, calling her name. "Rachel, are you there?" No answer. Then he heard a soft cry, then a scream. He followed the sound and found Rachel sitting under a tree, hugging her knees. She was crying. "Rachel, what are you doing here?" I don't know, I just felt like I had to come here. Like something was calling me." Liam helped her stand. "We need to get out of here. Now." As they turned to leave, the air grew cold. Branches cracked. Something moved behind them. A figure stepped out. Tall, thin, face burned, like melted wax. Eyes glowing white. Liam froze. Rachel whispered, "That's him, that's Mr. Deacon." The ghost raised a finger and pointed at Liam. "You broke the rule." His voice was dry and distant, like a whisper inside the bones. "You watched after midnight. Now you must see what I saw." Suddenly, Liam's head filled with screams, visions, people dying. Rachel grabbed his arm, pulling him back. "Run." They ran through the woods, stumbling onto the road. Back home, Liam slammed the door shut and unplugged the TV. His hands were shaking. I think the TV is cursed," he said. Rachel nodded. "And Mr. Deacon is stuck. He's showing you things, maybe trying to warn you. Or maybe to trap you, like him." Liam asked, "Why me? Why not anyone else?" Rachel looked at the unplugged TV and whispered, "Maybe because you listened." Next morning, Liam decided to destroy the TV. But as he moved it, he heard a hollow clunk from inside. He turned it over. There was a loose panel. Inside, wrapped in old cloth, were 4 VHS tapes labeled in shaky handwriting. Tape 1. It begins. Tape 2. She hears me. Tape 3. No one believes me. Tape 4. The final night. Rachel looked at them and said, he recorded everything. He wanted someone to see this. Liam borrowed an old VHS player from the town library and connected it to the TV. He inserted tape 1. The screen showed Mr. Deacon sitting in the same living room. His eyes were tired. He spoke to the camera. It started with the dreams. Then the TV showed things before they happened. A woman slipped on her porch. A dog hit by a car. All of it came true. Cut to black. A new clip showed a young boy on a bike, riding past his house. Deacon's voice. He won't see the truck. Moments later, a truck sped by. The boy barely escaped. Rachel covered her mouth. It's real. Liam nodded. And it's been real for a long time. They debated what to do. Liam said, we can give the tapes to the police. Rachel shook her head. They won't believe us. And if they play them, maybe the curse will spread. Liam looked at the TV. Then what are we supposed to do? Just wait for it to kill me. Rachel's eyes narrowed. What if this isn't just a curse? What if it's unfinished business? She hears me. They played the second tape. Deacon looked worse now, eyes sunken, hands shaking. Greater than, there's someone else now. A woman. She hears the whispers too. She says the TV talks to her. We tried to turn it off. It turned itself back on. A short clip played. A woman, maybe in her 30s, sitting beside him. She stared at the screen. Her voice trembled. It wants to show us more. It won't stop until we understand why. Then the tape ended with static. Liam paused it. Who is she? Where is she now? Rachel checked town archives. She returned with a burnt, torn file. Her name was Clara Wills. She went missing 5 years ago. They never found her. Inside the file was a photo. Clara standing next to Mr. Deacon, both smiling in front of the same TV. Liam felt cold. What happened to her? Rachel said softly, some say she disappeared into the woods. Others say, she became part of the TV. No one believes me. Liam and Rachel sat on the floor, close to the screen, as the third tape began. Mr. Deacon looked worse. Unshaved. Pale. Eyes filled with fear. They think I'm crazy. The police. My sister. Even Clara, she's starting to change. The TV showed her screaming inside the screen. I tried to help her. I did. Suddenly, the tape glitched. It showed Clara banging on glass. Not from inside a room. From inside the TV. Her eyes were wide with fear. Her hands were bleeding. It's hungry, she whispered. It feeds on pain, on fear. It traps people inside. Then the screen turned black. That night, Liam heard whispers. Not from outside from the TV, even though it was unplugged. Rachel found him standing in front of it, his eyes blank. Liam, she whispered. He didn't respond. She shook him hard. He gasped and blinked. I was inside, he said. Inside the screen. Clara was there. So was Deacon. They were trapped. Rachel pulled up his sleeve. A red symbol was scratched into his arm. A strange mark like a triangle inside a circle, glowing faintly. We need to end this, she said. Rachel remembered something. There's a woman in town, Mrs. Hartwell. She used to work in the electronics factory where that TV was made. Maybe she knows something. They visited her. Her house was filled with old radios, TVs, and newspapers. When Rachel mentioned the TV's model number, Mrs. Hartwell went pale. That model was recalled. We made only a few before the incident. What incident? Liam asked. She looked around nervously and whispered. One of our workers died while assembling it. Got electrocuted. But his body, it wasn't normal. His eyes were melted, like he saw something from beyond. They returned home. Only one tape remained. Tape 4. The final night. Liam pressed play. Mr. Deacon spoke slowly. Tired. Almost ready. This is my last entry. I know now. The TV doesn't show the future. It shows what must happen to keep it fed. I tried to stop it. But now it wants me. I can feel it pulling. He turned the camera to the TV. Clara was inside. She whispered, break the screen. Free us. Deacon raised a hammer. But before he could swing, a shadow dragged him backward. He screamed. The screen turned black. Rachel looked at Liam. You saw what happened. Maybe breaking the TV is the only way. Liam nodded. He grabbed a heavy metal rod. Stood in front of the TV. But before he could strike, the TV turned on. By itself. It showed him holding the rod smashing the screen. Then the screen exploded and everything around him went black. Like he was pulled inside. He dropped the rod. Rachel, what if breaking it is exactly what it wants? That night, Rachel couldn't sleep. She turned to check on Liam. He wasn't in bed. She walked into the living room and froze. Liam was sitting cross-legged in front of the TV. It was on, even though it had no power. His eyes were wide, not blinking. Liam, she whispered. No answer. She walked closer. The screen flickered. And in the static a woman was crawling forward. Clara's mouth was wide open like she was screaming. But there was no sound. Suddenly, Clara's face slammed into the glass. Blood smeared. Eyes staring right at Rachel. Rachel screamed. The screen turned black. Liam blinked confused. What just happened? Rachel tried recording the screen with her phone. But in the recording, her own face appeared on the TV. Not what she was filming. And behind her a black figure. Not in real life, only in the phone. She turned around. No one. She watched the video again. This time, the figure was closer. Each time she replayed it, the figure moved closer to the screen. Until finally, its hand touched the inside of the glass. Almost like it was about to come through. Rachel dropped the phone and backed away. The landline rang. Old. Dusty. They never used it. Rachel picked up. A deep voice whispered, "You shouldn't have watched the tapes." She froze. Then, another voice, this one sounded like Clara. "Set us free. Before it's too late." Then a horrible screech like metal tearing flesh. And the call ended. The phone melted in her hand, plastic warping, wires burning. Rachel looked at Liam. It's getting stronger. That night, Liam woke to static humming. He looked at the unplugged TV. Shadows moved inside the screen. They weren't reflections. They were people walking, twitching, bending unnaturally. One of them turned. It had Liam's face. Then all the shadows turned toward him. They raised their hands. And the screen cracked slightly from the inside. He stumbled back. Rachel ran in, saw the crack forming by itself. It's almost out, Liam said, trembling. The next morning, the TV switched on again by itself. It showed a vision. Their house, on fire. Liam screaming inside. Rachel outside, trying to break the door. Then it cut to static. Rachel whispered, "It's showing what will happen next." Liam said, "No, it's showing us a warning. Maybe we can change it." But the TV buzzed, then showed something else. Rachel looking into the screen. And behind her, a hand reaching out. She turned around. Nothing. But a bloody handprint had appeared on the glass. That night, Rachel and Liam both tried to sleep, but the fear from the haunting screen and Toby's spirit kept them awake. Rachel was thinking about whether there was a way out of this nightmare. She decided to visit Mrs. Hartwell, the elderly woman who had once worked at the electronics factory. She knew a lot about the old, rusted factory. "Mrs. Hartwell, you're not telling us everything. Who was the boy who got trapped inside the TV?" Rachel asked. Mrs. Hartwell's eyes grew fearful. She paused for a moment and then softly spoke. "He wasn't a man, he was a boy, just 14 years old. His name was Toby. He worked at the factory, cleaning parts of the TVs." Rachel asked in horror, "What happened to him?" Mrs. Hartwell's voice lowered. "One day there was a fire at the factory. Toby got trapped inside. No one knew. Later, they found his burnt body next to an old TV." Rachel's face went pale. "So, Toby's spirit, it's the one inside the TV?" Mrs. Hartwell nodded. "Yes. His spirit is trapped there, angry, afraid. He wants everyone to feel what he felt." That night, Liam and Rachel sat in front of the TV. "Toby, is it you?" Liam asked softly, but there was no reply. Suddenly, the screen flickered, and the face of a burning child appeared. His skin was charred, his eyes hollow. The boy didn't speak, but a faint voice came from the screen. "I'm cold, I'm trapped, get me out." Liam's heart raced. He asked, "How?" The screen shifted again, showing the burning factory. Toby was trapped in a closed room, screaming for help. "Rachel, he wants to take us to the place where he died." "The same place," Liam said, his voice shaking with fear. Rachel and Liam made their way to the old factory. The factory was now abandoned, covered in dust and rust, and the air was thick with dread. "This doesn't feel right," Rachel said, her voice trembling. "We have to find Toby," Liam said, his face serious. They reached the assembly room, the same one Rachel had seen on the screen. The room was empty, but there was something strange about it, like something was calling them. And there it was, the TV. The very same old TV. Rachel was stunned, "But we left it at home." The TV screen flickered once more, showing the same burning factory, the same closed room, and the same terrified people. Then the screen filled with static, and everything seemed to shake, as if the factory's ghost was still alive. Suddenly, the air in the room grew hot. The floor began to crackle, and smoke started seeping from the walls. On the TV screen, Toby's face appeared again, but this time, his eyes were filled with anger. "You left me, you all left me here to die," his voice was full of pain. Rachel screamed, "No, we didn't leave you, Toby. We've come to help you." The screen cracked wide open. Rachel reached forward and placed her hand on the broken screen. "We will set you free," she whispered, her voice full of determination. The walls of the room began to burn. But Rachel, with no fear, placed her hand on the screen. Tears filled her eyes, but she stood firm. "Toby, you are not alone. We will remember you." As soon as she touched the screen, it cracked even more. And then, a strange light burst from the TV, as if Toby's spirit had been released. The room fell into silence. The fire was gone, and the TV screen shattered into pieces. Toby's screams faded away. He was calm now. He was free. Jenna Miles, 27, a school teacher who recently lost her younger sister in a tragic car accident. Heartbroken and tired of the city, she moves into a small rental house on the edge of town. The house is old but peaceful. Birds chirp outside. The wind flows softly through the trees. Everything feels calm. But the attic door keeps creaking open by itself. One evening, Jenna decides to clean the attic. She pulls down the dusty ladder and climbs up with a flashlight. It smells like something has been locked up for years. Cobwebs hang from the beams. In the far corner, under a dirty white cloth, she finds a small wooden music box. It's shaped like a coffin. Carved into it are the words, "Let the song find its listener." Curious, Jenna winds it just once. A haunting lullaby begins to play. The tune is soft, slow, and somehow deeply sad. Suddenly, Jenna feels cold. Her fingers go numb. She quickly closes the box and takes it downstairs. That night, Jenna dreams of her sister. But it isn't a sweet dream. Her sister stands in the attic, crying. Behind her, a woman in a long black dress appears. Her hair is tangled. Her mouth is sewn shut. She stares at Jenna with wide eyes and bleeds from her ears. Jenna wakes up screaming. The mirror in her bedroom has a foggy message written on it. "Don't let it play again." The next morning, Jenna takes the music box to the local antique store. The old man at the counter, Mr. Langford, takes one look and backs away. He says, "I've seen that box before. A girl named Margot Hill found it in this town. She was just 13. Jenna asks, "What happened to her?" Mr. Langford lowers his voice. "She died the day after she played the song. Ears bleeding, eyes open, like she saw something that never left." He tells her Margot's house was burned down after her death. And that Jenna is now living in it. Jenna tries to forget everything. She locks the box in a drawer and goes to work. Her neighbor's son, 10-year-old Tyler, sneaks into her house while playing. He finds the box and winds it. The tune plays again. That night, Tyler screams in his sleep. His parents rush in. Blood runs from his ears. His mouth is open like he was screaming, but no sound comes out. He never wakes up. Jenna sees the woman again. This time, not in a dream. The woman stands outside Jenna's bedroom door in the middle of the night. Eyes wide, dress soaked in something dark. She whispers, "I didn't want to die. I didn't mean to hurt them." She walks backward into the shadows and vanishes. Jenna starts researching the history of the house. She learns that in 1911, the original owner's wife, Lenora Cartwright, was a piano teacher. She lost her son in a fire. People said she went mad with grief and began writing music in the attic, songs meant to wake the dead. One day, she disappeared. All that was found was a letter written in blood. Let them hear what I hear. Let them suffer what I suffered. Jenna opens the music box one last time to destroy it. But the tune starts on its own. She never touched it. The air turns ice cold. Windows slam shut. The lights go out. In every mirror in the house, Lenora appears watching her from the other side. Then, in the real room, she steps out. Jenna falls to the ground, screaming as Lenora's ghost steps closer. Her mouth is still sewn shut. Her hands are shaking, and blood drips from her fingers. Jenna tries to crawl away, but suddenly Lenora stops. She points toward the attic. Then she fades into smoke. Jenna looks down. Where Lenora had been standing, there's now a small child's toy, burned and broken. The name, Elliot, is scratched into it. Jenna rushes up to the attic, flashlight in hand, heart racing. The music box sits open, still playing its cursed tune on its own. Behind it, in the shadows, a child's voice whispers, "Mommy." She spins around. A small boy stands in the corner, face covered in soot, shirt half burned. His eyes are filled with pain. It's Lenora's son, Elliot Cartwright. He says one thing before disappearing into ash. She didn't mean to do it, they made her. Jenna digs deeper and finds an old article from 1911. It says Lenora wasn't mad. Her husband, Charles Cartwright, was part of a secret group experimenting with sound-based rituals, ways to trap souls in music. When Lenora found out, she tried to run away with Elliot. The house was set on fire that night. Only Elliot's body was found. People said Lenora vanished. But the truth was, she bound her soul to the music box. And she's been trying to protect children from hearing the tune ever since. After hearing this, Jenna rushes to the hospital where Tyler, the neighbor's son, is kept. He's still in a coma. Jenna takes the music box with her and stands at his bedside. She whispers, "Lenora, if you're in there, help him. I know you didn't want this." For a moment, nothing happens. Then the box closes on its own. Tyler slowly opens his eyes. He's alive, but the music box begins to bleed from its seams. Jenna finds out the music box was crafted by a man named Victor Dunst, a woodworker from the 1800s who created only one box, this one. She visits his old workshop, now abandoned in the woods. Inside, she finds his journal. It says, "One song, one spirit, one curse. The box must never break or the soul inside will be free." But the last line is the most chilling. "And if the box chooses a new soul, the curse begins again." That night, Jenna dreams of Lenora one last time. But this time, Lenora is not angry. She sits at a piano in the attic, playing the lullaby. Her face is calm. Her son, Elliot, sits beside her. Jenna walks closer. Lenora looks at her with gentle eyes and whispers, "It's not over, someone is listening." Suddenly, the scene turns dark. Behind the piano, a dark figure rises. It's not Lenora. It's something else. Something that wants the music to keep playing. Jenna wakes up, heart pounding, drenched in sweat. Outside her window, in the dead of night, the same tune plays faintly from the woods. She grabs a flashlight and rushes out, following the sound. It's cold. Too cold. Fog thickens around her feet. The tune grows louder. She finds a small stone well, half covered in moss and vines. As she peers into the well, the music stops. And from inside the darkness, two pale hands reach up. She stumbles back, and the voice from the dream echoes. Someone is listening. Suddenly, a tall figure steps out from behind a tree. Dressed in an old, black coat. Wide-brimmed hat. But his face is missing. Just smooth skin. No eyes. No mouth. He walks slowly toward her, his footsteps silent, as if the forest holds its breath. The music box in Jenna's pocket starts to vibrate violently. She runs. The figure doesn't chase. It just points toward her, then vanishes. The wind carries a whisper. "You opened the melody, now close the door." The next morning, Tyler sits with Jenna on the porch. His voice is weak. "I saw her," he says. "The lady in the flames. She held my hand." Jenna asks, "Lenora?" Tyler shakes his head. "No, not her. The other one. The tall man. He said he was waiting for someone new." Jenna feels a chill in her spine. What did he want? Tyler whispers. He wants the one who hears the song, and lives. Jenna returns to Victor Dunsty's abandoned workshop. This time, she pries open a floorboard and finds a narrow staircase. A hidden basement. Inside, dusty music sheets, burned candles, jars filled with human teeth and ears. In the center a mirror, covered in cloth. She removes it. Instead of her reflection, she sees Lenora, crying. Lenora mouths something. Don't let the listener in. Suddenly, Jenna's nose starts bleeding. The room shakes. The music box in her bag opens on its own and starts playing the tune. But it's a different version, slower, deeper, darker. Through more of Victor's journal, Jenna learns about the listener. He was once a man named Miles Greaves, a former choir conductor who went mad. He believed music could control life and death. He created a composition so twisted, it drove his entire choir to suicide. Victor Dunst, horrified by what he heard, trapped Miles' soul in the very first music box. Lenora, unknowingly, opened it. She became the guardian of the melody. But now that Jenna has survived the song, the listener wants her. That night, Jenna returns to the attic with the music box. She lights candles around her. The wind howls outside. Lenora, she calls, I know you're still here. Smoke rises from the box, and Lenora appears once more. She's crying again. Jenna asks, how do I end this? Lenora reaches out, trembling. She touches Jenna's hand and suddenly Jenna sees a memory. Lenora begging Charles not to hand over the box to Miles. Elliot hiding in a cupboard, crying. Charles whispering, we all serve the listener now. Lenora shouts in the memory, I'll burn this house before I let him take my son. And she did. Back in the present, Lenora says one word before fading again. Sacrifice. The box starts playing again. But this time, instead of death, it opens a portal in the attic floor. Jenna sees shadows circling, pulling her down. Tyler calls out from behind her. Don't go. He's waiting. But Jenna steps forward. Because she finally understands. Only the one who survives the tune can trap the listener again. Jenna falls through the portal. But instead of crashing, she lands softly on black, rippling water. Everything around her is dark. The sky is a swirling mix of red and gray. In the distance, she hears a soft version of the tune, almost like a child humming. Floating above the water are doors. Dozens of them, all slightly open, all whispering her name. Jenna, Jenna. One door creaks open wider, revealing a glowing music box and a chair facing away from her. She walks toward it. As she approaches, the chair slowly turns. It's Miles Greaves. Tall, pale, skin stretched too tight over his face. His eyes are black holes. He smiles, but there's no kindness. You've heard my song, he says. And yet you still breathe. I'm impressed. Jenna stands firm. You're just a man who wanted to play God. No, he replies. I am music now. He lifts his hand and the water beneath them rises like stairs, leading to the sky. Come, become my final note. Jenna doesn't run. Instead, she pulls out Victor's journal and reads the last line aloud. Only truth spoken from the heart can change the melody of death. Miles pauses. His smile fades. Jenna takes a deep breath. I know why you made the box, she says. You lost someone. For a moment, the world around them flickers. A woman's laugh echoes through the air. A child's giggle follows. Miles falls to his knees, shaking. I didn't mean to. You let grief turn into horror, Jenna says gently. And now you're trapped in your own song. The music box floats between them. It begins to spin on its own. Faster, louder, screaming. Jenna clutches her ears, falls to the ground. Suddenly Lenora appears beside her. She places her hand on the box. Then Victor's voice echoes through the sky. It's time to silence the song. All three, Jenna, Lenora, and Victor, touch the box together. The tune fades, then snaps into silence. Miles lets out a final, haunting scream before crumbling into dust. The doors all slam shut, and the portal begins to collapse. Jenna wakes up on the attic floor. Tyler is holding her, crying. You disappeared, he says. The music box is gone. The mirror is cracked, and Lenora's portrait burned completely black. They walk outside. The sun is rising, but Jenna knows it's not over. Because behind her ear, she hears the faintest whisper of a child's voice. One note remains. Jenna and Tyler move out of the house. They try to return to normal life in a quiet neighborhood in Vermont. But every night, Jenna dreams of music. A slow, soft tune. Sometimes it comes from behind her. Sometimes it comes from inside her. Tyler tells her it's just trauma. Just her mind healing. But Jenna isn't sure, especially when the plants in their new garden start dying one by one. And the neighbor's cat refuses to come near her. One morning, a package arrives. No name, no return address. Inside is a small wooden box, carved with the same old symbol. A single eye surrounded by sound waves. Jenna's hands shake as she opens it. But it's not the music box. It's a note, handwritten. You close the door, but music finds its way back. Only silence can end the song for good. V. Tyler looks confused. Who's V? He asks. But Jenna knows. Victor. He's still trying to help. Even after death. At the local elementary school, a strange thing happens. One of the kids finds an old music sheet behind the piano. She plays the first few notes. And drops dead. No wounds. No signs of struggle. Just her lifeless body, slumped over the piano. The principal swears the notes weren't there before. Jenna sees it on the news and freezes. The tune the girl played, it's the same melody. The one from the box. The music didn't die, it escaped. Jenna visits the school after hours. She sneaks into the music room. The lights flicker. The piano plays a few notes by itself. Suddenly Lenora appears in the mirror. But this time, she's not angry. She's scared. You stopped him but not his music, she says. It lives inside the ones who listened. Jenna steps back. Then how do I stop it? Lenora whispers. Find the source. Not the box. Not the man. Find the first note. Burn it or everyone will sing the final verse. The mirror shatters. And the room goes silent. Jenna remembers the journal said Victor had a hidden place under his old house. She returns to the Greaves estate. Now abandoned and ruined. Deep in the basement, behind a false wall, she finds it. Victor's vault. A hidden chamber filled with music sheets, locked boxes, tuning forks, and one large music scroll wrapped in velvet. The scroll is titled, The First Note. She slowly opens it. As the paper unrolls, blood begins to drip from her ears. But she keeps reading, because on the final line, in tiny letters, it says, play this and end the song forever. Or listen and become the next composer. Jenna takes the scroll to a quiet lake. Alone, she brings an old violin she found in Victor's vault. As she begins to play, the air turns cold. Fog rolls across the water. Ghosts begin to rise, every soul claimed by the music box. Children, mothers, men, even Miles Greaves. They surround her. Not to harm her but to listen. She plays every note. Tears stream down her face. Her fingers bleed. And as the final note echoes through the air, silence. The ghosts smile. And vanish. One by one. Jenna collapses. Tyler finds her hours later, asleep by the lake. When she wakes up, the voices are gone. No more whispers. No more music. The curse has ended. She hugs Tyler tightly. And for the first time in weeks, there is peace.